Odyssey followers and YouTube subscribers, new subscribers and YouTube viewers, and my Twitter followers. It's gonna be winter pretty soon. Fall is sneaking up on us, and before we know it, we'll need us a heater. I'm a full-time RVer. I live in a travel trailer, 27-footer. Sleep 6. It's pretty nice. It's older. It's like a 2004 Prowler. It's a Fleetwood. All travel trailers have propane heaters in them. Hopefully they work. If when you buy one, you want to make sure all that fun stuff is working. But I'm not a big propane heater fan unless the world's gone to the end of life or something. Especially a travel trailer. I do have a propane heater that came with the travel trailer. It works good. The problem with propane is propane heat will steam up your windows. You'll start having a lot of dew go on your windows, start rolling down your windows, fogging up your windows. Compared to electric heat. Electric heat is a drier heat. Your windows don't steam up. And you really don't need a big electric space heater for a travel trailer unless you're in sub-below temperatures. But if your temperatures are around freezing, or I'd say from 32 degrees to whatever you feel cold, probably at 54 degrees, you might be feeling a little chilly and just need a little heat to feel a little bit better. These little space heaters work just fine, but you do have to know what kind of watts they put out for electric heaters. Gas LP or propane heaters, it's BTUs they put out, and they're not electric. They'll have some kind of little fire button that you push to start, and off you go with the propane heater. Propane heaters are fine too. I bought myself a little buddy heater. If you're gonna get a buddy heater, I recommend you getting this hose for your buddy heater, so you can hook it up to like a 30-pound propane tank. Then that would last you probably a week or so, compared to those little 1-pound cylinders the little buddies have. There's a little buddy heater. I bought the bigger buddy heater, but I think for a travel trailer, you should probably not get the biggest buddy heater. It has 2 cylinders, one on each side, probably 1 cylinder. And you buy this hose right here because it has a regulator attached to the hose. It's a little pricey. They do sell another hose that doesn't have the regulator. But those hoses without the regulator, then you'll have to buy a little filter that you'll add on, because these hoses develop oil in the hose, and you don't need that oil going into your little buddy heater, and that could cause you an oil fire, and off you go. You got your travel trailer on fire. Some people use little buddies in vans and stuff. I'd be pretty toasty in a van. So I do recommend you buying this hose with the regulator, not the one that doesn't have the regulator on. The hose would be a lot cheaper if you didn't have the regulator, but you're gonna have to buy that filter for your little buddy here, or Mr. Heater. if you do not have a regulator on it and you hook it up to a 30-pound propane tank or a big propane tank. You can have a 100-pound propane tank or whatever, but you'll definitely need a regulator on that hose. So do that if you're going to buy a little buddy heater. Tried this heater before, the little Black & Decker 1500 watt. They should be 1,000 watt to 1,500 watt heaters if you're going to buy a heater for your travel trailer. The only problem with these ones that go from 1,000 watt to 1,500 watt, the resistance off your heater coil goes back to your outlet plug, and unfortunately the outlet plugs in travel trailers are plastic, so the plug gets hot because the resistance is coming back all the way back to your wall outlet, and you have a good chance of melting your wall outlet plug there. So, but that's only if you keep it on the 1,500 watt. If you keep it at the 1,000 watt, you should be pretty safe. The plug, with my experience, the plug never really got hot enough to melt your plug in your rig. The good news is the plugs are pretty cheap. They're probably about $4 to replace, but they're a pain in the butt to install because the wires don't screw into the outlet. They're kind of like forced pins. You push the wires into the outlet, and you have to use kind of a putty knife and a hammer and pound the wires in, and there's not a lot of wire, so sometimes you might have to pile up some books or something to be able to pound the wires back into the outlet, and then mount it back into the wall. But that's the bad part about RVs. The outlets are not like home outlets. They're plastic, so you do have to watch what kind of amps are pulling through that outlet. But I find I ended up buying a nice tower heater. It has a little remote to it. It's pretty cool. Again, this one right here, I don't have that one, but this one would work. It's 1,500 watt, but it probably goes to 1,000 watt. It's a ceramic tower heater, and they work good. I always have two, one for backup, just in case we do drop down about 14 degrees, and I'm in West Texas. We hardly ever get that cold, but we can get down to 32, sometimes 19, 14 degrees in the wintertime. So you'll definitely probably need two going at 1,000 watt each, and you'll be nice and comfy. I've had one of these. Those don't work too good. I'll tell you, if I could see the ones I really like, I usually keep them for about a year. If you have a full cold winter and you use them every day, they last good for about a year. Let's see if I can see one I got here. I do recommend you buying a tower heater for an RV or a travel trailer because they don't take up a lot of space, and if you get one with a remote control, that's pretty cool. My tower heater came with a remote control. It can isolate back and forth or keep it where you want it with the remote control or by hand controls on the unit. And it does have a thermostat on it, so say I want it about 70 degrees or 80 degrees, and if it goes above that, it'll turn off. That makes it nice, so you don't have to get up. Compared to a buddy heater or something like that, buddy heaters don't have thermostats, so they just cook you to death. You have to get out of your bed to turn it off, and then go back to bed and be going, oh shit, it's cold again, gotta go start it up. So let's check them out here, but they all are very different price lists. Like I said, I normally did buy the little smaller heaters. Kind of like this one right here. It's a desktop ceramic 1500 water and 2860. I'd usually buy 2 of those for the winter time. And like I said, I did break down and get you and bought the biggest Mr. Heater. Has the 2 cylinders on both sides, plus about that hose with the regulator on it. And use that if my world went to then where the power went out and didn't have electricity, my generator didn't work, didn't have gas or something. My little buddy would be my emergency backup just in case, but I don't foresee that happening. But you just never know. West Texas, we don't get a lot of snow, but it does happen. So better safe than sorry. I've had this one right here before, and they weren't. That was a shitty one. That one sucked. I usually buy these little comfort zone ones. They work pretty good. The bad thing about travel trailers, you might want to get a pair of good house slippers, because your floors will always be cold. Or buy you some little area rugs, like bathroom rugs, and put those around your table floor area, so while you're sitting at your table, your feet don't get cold. Unless you have your slippers on, then your feet won't get cold. That's just the monster of being a full-time RVer. Unless you got a skirt around your rig, that'd probably help a little bit. I think this is the one that I bought here. It goes up to 1500 watt to 1000 watt. It's a nice tower heater. It rotates. It does have a remote control. Remote controls are cool. I love it. I do have a tower fan next to my bed, which is, again, it has a little remote control. Not too impressed with that remote control. It has those stupid quarter batteries in them, not your double A's, so that kind of sucked. But the remote controls are real sweet. You just get you some Velcro and place it on the wall or somewhere handy, and when you want your air on, you just grab the remote and boom. While you're in bed, you just hit the remote and turn it on. And I use that fan a lot, especially in springtime where you really don't need the AC on yet, and that saves a lot of money. When you don't have to run your AC, you don't have a big power bill. But my power bill, even if I did have my AC running 24/7 or something, if it was that hot, my electric bill's never been over about $102 or something a month at the worst. My electric bill is normally about $80 a month, so I could handle that. I bought this little one before. These are pretty good little heaters, and they're not that expensive, about $30. Again, when you use the 1500 watt, make sure you're staying in your rig to keep an eye on your plug if it's that cold. I wouldn't go to bed with the heater at 1500. I'd go to bed with it at 1000 watt, and then you wouldn't have to worry about your outlet melting on you, maybe shorting or something. But yeah, this is on Walmart.com. These kind of heaters, they're kind of disposable. Like I said, they do a good job for the first year. The second year, you could, if you're real good and you vacuum them out and get all the lint and crap out of them and dirt that gets sucked into them. Maybe you clean them up and they'll last you 2 years or something. Normally I like to vacuum them out at the end of the winter time. Place them in a shopping bag, plastic bag, bag them up, keep all the dirt and shit out of them for next winter. But I still end up buying an extra couple just in case, you know. But buyer beware on Walmart.com. Whenever you buy something like this on Walmart.com, you can't go to Walmart store to say, hey, it had like a 2-year warranty on it and it's not working too good now, can I exchange it? And they'll say no, you'll need to take it back to Walmart.com. You'll have to mail it to them. So that's a pain. Yeah, so sometimes it's better to go to Walmart if you have to and buy your stuff there. Anything that you don't give a fuck about, if it breaks, you don't give a crap about, Walmart.com is the place to buy your Chinese shit. So what can you do? Guaranteed, if you buy it from Walmart.com or Walmart store, it's gonna be China shit, unless you really do your investigating on a product, saying, oh, I know it's American made, and hopefully, you know, China's good for fucking copycat and shit. That's why shit's so cheap at Walmart. It's a knockoff. It ain't gonna be as good as the American made shit that was built here in America. So yeah, you take your chances at Walmart, but like I said, the heaters I've pointed out are pretty good for RVs, and they'd be okay for the house too if you had a house and you just wanted to heat up a room instead of the whole house, which I don't blame you. Some people have pretty big houses, and boy, that's a lot of energy to heat up a whole house, where you could just say, I got 3 bedrooms, only use one. I could probably shut the doors to the other bedrooms and just keep my bedroom warm and living room warm and kitchen warm, and save a lot more money that way compared to having the whole house being heated up for nothing. So just my tips on RV and heaters. Winter's coming along. Like I said, most RVers use their propane heaters, but when you're using your propane heaters, you're using your battery power to run the fan for your propane heater. Your windows get all foggy and stuff like that, where if you have electric heater, your windows stay nice and clear, you're nice and toasty. Like I said, if you're in Alaska or something, oh fuck that, you'll need a big giant buddy heater. But in West Texas we could do it with the little small heaters. And that's the big key point. You need a heater that's not going to take up a lot of room, because when you're in a travel trailer or RV, space is a luxury. So you don't need something taking up a whole lot of crappy room. It's like, oh, what am I going to do with this shit now? But like I said, you do need to look for the watts. This would be a nice one to get here. It has the remote. It goes to 1500 to 750 watt. And I think that would be an awesome one for you to get. And actually, I think that almost looks like the one I do have. The 1000 watt would keep you toasty. 1500 puts out a lot of heat. You'll be feeling a lot of heat at the 1500 watt. The 1000 watt, you'll be pretty comfortable with, if it's 50 degrees out or 40 degrees. 1000 watts, not bad at all. You'll be pretty toasty. So, and I do like these tower heaters, because they do have built-in thermostats in them, so you just set the temp, and you don't have to have it blowing all night, or trying to overheat you. You just say, oh, I want it about 75, and boom, there you go. So yeah. Alright, well, that's my little video on RV little space heaters that you could get, instead of, if you didn't want to use your propane for your cooking only. If you're at an RV park, your hot water heater could be either electric or propane, and you can run your hot water on electric. The bad thing about living in a travel trailer, if the temperature's below freezing, you do need to drain all your water tanks, your black water tanks, your gray water tanks, your fresh water tanks. If you're at the RV park, you don't need the fresh water tank. That should be drained anyway. But during the summer, you could fill it up for emergency. You never know when a water main might break or something. So showers in the wintertime below 32 degrees, you're probably SOL. You'll have to do a hooker shower. Get you some baby wipes or hand wipes, and just wipe yourself down and get some deodorant in a bucket of water or something to wash your hair or something, and then rinse it off. But other than that, that's life in living full time in an RV or travel trailer or a van. Alright, everybody, be safe out there. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you out a little bit. Like I said, it's too bad that Walmart won't let you walk in and say, "Hi, I bought this at Walmart.com. It doesn't work anymore. That's a 2-year warranty. Can I exchange it?" No, you have to take it back to Walmart.com. So normally, like I said, I'll go here to buy non-perishable foods, things that I really don't give a shit if they break. I'll just fucking tear them up, use up parts or something for something else, and throw the rest away or something. Who knows? I'd be more of a recycler if I had my own place. If I had a house in the garage, I'd have all sorts of shit tore into to make different things or fix other things with it. So just throw away just the bare minimum of the shit. Alright, everybody, be safe. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. If you like my videos, and if you're on Odyssey, hit that little heart-shaped thing that says follow and become a follower. I appreciate it. If you're a YouTube watcher, hit that little red button. Be a red button smasher. Alright, I'll Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.